Welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about my 71 Torino here, which is actually my daughter's car. Yeah, built it for her. This car came out of Middle Kentucky. I'll draw a picture of it when we picked it up. It was a 36,000 mile little old lady car. And as you can see, it's quite a bit different. There's nothing original on this car. It was a nothing special, green on green, non-vinyl top car. 351 Cleveland 2-barrel. What I done, I took this car and I made a driver. You could drive this car anywhere. Done all the work at home, including adding the vinyl top. It has a real Cougar Eliminator spoiler on it. This is not a repop. It is a full fiberglass Ford spoiler. It is not a Cobra car. I added those just for effect. Just add a little offset to the green. Along with the vinyl top, it's added. Had all the trim on this car powder coated or ceramic coated. It's lowered about 4.5 inches in the front, about 3 in the rear. Big sway bars front and back. It is set up to handle. It has a 750-pound front spring in it with Scott Drake performance shocks. Has KYBs in the back. It still has the 9-inch in it, and it has a 355 gear. Got an 18 by 9.5 inch wide wheel on the back, an 18 by 8 in the front. Chin spoiler. I made the center grille emblem. It has LED headlights and stuff in it. The paint, it was just something I run with. This is a candy colored green, and it has loads of silver and gold flake, super fine flake in it, which the paint does kind of dance. The chrome trim around the wheel wells and the rocker panels is original to the car. This is actually a 500 series. I put GT style door panels in it, which would be spring edition. It does have some striping and stuff in the door jambs just for effect. Kind of break up the color. Done a rear seat delete in the car, rear speaker delete. It has RX-8 bucket seats. It's got a custom fiberglass console with a small screen radio. The dash is full custom, to mimic a factory dash. The upper dash is fiberglass and the lower dash is completely shaved. Custom steering wheel made out of some factory Chrysler pieces. And in the trunk here, the trunk has finish panels, friction fit finish panels. And everything else is this trunk coated. Obviously the bottom trunk's painted. Of course, got all new rubbers and stuff. I basically want to make this a good, safe driver. A car you could drive anywhere, you know. And it has been done a few years. Probably the biggest thing on this car that causes kind of a controversy is it's got an LS in it. Now, a lot of people are probably screaming, why'd you put this in here? Well, Ford didn't make a good pushrod V8 modern one. I didn't want to put a fuel injected 302 in it and have 200 horsepower. I also didn't want to spend a bunch of money building a motor. I tossed around an EFI 351 Windsor, tossed around the EFI 302. I had this motor in a 57 Chevrolet set up as a gasser. This motor's been 670s and 1/8 mile NA. It's set up to turn 8,300 RPM. I tamed it down, put it in this car. It's a good, smooth running motor. It does have a big camshaft in it. It's dumbed down in the tune. We have an Edelbrock Victor intake. Our camshaft is right at 630-ish lift. It does have a set of heads that have been worked. Trunnion upgrades, push rods, lifters. It's got double roller timing chain stuff in it. And it has been fully went through. Has an AccuFab throttle body hiding under the air cleaner. It's got 46-pound injectors. But this car literally, me and a buddy of mine, we drove it to LS Fest in Bowling Green, which is about 4.5 to 5 hours away, in the pouring down rain. Absolutely no issues. That's why that's in there. We also got about 27 miles a gallon. And it does have an overdrive transmission. And I did, like I said, I built this for my daughter. I wanted her to have something she'd get in, turn the key. It'd be fun to drive and wouldn't have any issues with parts availability. And I may, before I give her this car, I may pull this motor out and put a stock one in it. But pretty much, that's kind of an overview of it. I love this car. It can sit and sit for weeks, months. You get it, turn the key, it starts right up, and off you go. I know a lot of local guys can kind of attest it. I actually drive this car. I probably put, I don't know, probably about 7,000 miles on it. I do try to keep it in good shape. Like any old car, you have stuff that goes down still, even though 99% of this car's been replaced. So, I just wanted to kind of pop in today and give y'all kind of a walk around and a little bit of a story of it. I'll drop some pictures in of the process. I'll just do kind of a slow walk around here. That way y'all can kind of get the idea of what's going on. Which, like I said, it is dirty. I've not cleaned this car up in about a month. So, like I said, a lot of people's going to hate that, but there's a reason for that. And that's also another reason why my red 70 still has a big block in it. I like big block Fords. I love all motors. But you can't argue with the dependability of these or the cost. And I've done the best I could to dress it up and make it look like it actually goes in this place. Car usually does very, very well at shows. But yeah, this is the second Torino I bought. There was a third. And I'll get on to the story on that car later. But it was really cool. It had a turbo 351 Windsor in it. Probably made about 800 horsepower. That's why this car is a driver. And you don't want to turn the kid loose in something that's insanely crazy. Like I said, that motor, it probably makes about 500 horsepower. And I may dumb it down and put a stock motor in it. But just kind of giving you all a walk around. And let me know what you think down there in the comments. I've been dropping some shorts on it. But instead of dropping a Geo video today, Project Phoenix, I figured I'd just talk about this thing a little bit and kind of give you all the rundown. So if you like this kind of stuff, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe. It'll really help out. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.